Hey, this is Malachi. I'm going to get really, really deep into some theology right now, and so bear with me. I think you're going to like the outcome if you can follow along with what I'm saying. If not, then that's okay. Something I would like for you to look into prior to us moving forward, and if you know a little bit about it, then let's just continue. And that is some simple aspects, and that is water has memory, and you can look this up online. There's a lot of interesting scientific evidence for this, and it, we can go on and on forever just on that topic. And also the aspects of blood has certain aspects of memory. You can look that up too. It's very, very much documented. That's how we get DNA and all these types of things. So now let's look at pre-flood Earth. And I'm going to tie this in because I've done a couple other videos. One video called While God Slept. I have another one called Tale of Two Brothers. And then I have another one called Earth is a Circuit Board. So if you take the concept of remembering that after the earth was flooded, God showed Noah a rainbow. And if you look at a rainbow, what is it? A rainbow, well, scientifically it's a complete circle, but however, we don't see that. What we see is an arch. And what we really see is almost an aspect of a dome. Now, prior to Noah's time, it says it had not rained upon the earth. Well, that's very interesting. Why is that? Well, there was a mist, okay? So, but it hadn't rained upon the earth. And also, if you just open your mind a little bit, you'll understand that in Genesis 6 with the fallen angels who came down, and in my opinion, while God slept or rested on the seventh day, just prior to that, he had put Lucifer and a third of his angels to watch over the earth during that time. Basically saying, hey, while I'm resting, guys, you watch over the earth, and once I get back, we'll deal with everything. Just like how in Revelation, Christ will reign upon the earth for 1,000 years. The same applied with Lucifer. He reigned on the earth for 1,000 years. And during that time, he did a lot of damage. He actually became gods to other people. They have the whole concept of the Anunnaki people putting people as slaves, as humans as slaves, and all this kind of stuff. So when God comes back after he rested, he sees all this stuff. He sees this kind of I call it in Earth as a circuit board, I call it as he placed a password on the computer. So he kind of blocked God out. And God not wanting to destroy what he had created, he then decided, well, he was going to infiltrate it not through water anymore, but through blood, because blood is even more powerful than water. So there's a whole concept behind this. But anyways, I want to get back to the aspect of the rainbow. Now, it hadn't rained up until that point. So what had happened? Well, during that 1,000 years, and even after that, with Adam's time, up till the flood, there was the angels came to men. Well, after Adam, as we read in Genesis 6, they were actually coming into Adam's bloodline, to where they were going to totally take over every living creature, or every human creature upon the earth. Satan wanted to infiltrate the blood, everything, 100%. So, while he was also coming into the woman of man, of Ha-Adam, if you really want to get technical, he was also, or the people at that time was given knowledge from the fallen angels. It says they became mighty men, men of renown, men of old men of renown. That means they're extremely intelligent. So there's nothing new under the sun, just as I stated in the very beginning. There's nothing new under the sun. We think we have technology now that we've never had before. We only have one aspect of technology. We think digital is all the rage. Well, it's not. Digital is just digital. But in reality, if water has memory, and you could actually understand how to tap into that, you would understand that all you would really need is to have basic alchemy and understanding and knowledge of water to then gather whatever information that you needed. And that information would transfer one to the other. But at that stage in Genesis 6, they were at a point where they were about to destroy the dome, the protection of the upper water firmament. And in reality, when God told him to start building his ark to protect him, it was because he knew that they were at the stage where they were going to open. Now, people always talk about portholes, but in reality, they were opening a segment of the protective dome of this earth and would then pull down the water, because ultimately Satan wanted to not only use the water within what we see here within this earth, he wanted to also use the water of the firmament above, because through the water he would acquire all knowledge of everything, because water has memory. And along with the blood, he becomes, what he thinks he becomes, God all-knowing, everything. So at the time the flood happened is when they poked a hole. When God showed Noah the rainbow, it was God showing Noah that he rebuilt the dome, and that dome would never be broken again. Because Nimrod tried to break the dome a few years after the flood. Not a few years, but a few hundred years after the flood. Remember, he took the arrow, bow and arrow, shot it to the sky. He was trying to put a hole in the dome. He was trying to break the dome. So God had to intervene. The same thing with the Egyptian culture. They had certain aspects and power. They realized how to utilize the information given and the things within the Ark of the Covenant, because that's a conductor of energy, to create a conductor of energy and a source all over the globe within all the pyramids to kind of work as a one unit to destroy the dome and to flood the earth again. So God had to intervene. He intervened through Joseph. He intervened through Moses. Moses turned the water into blood. There's a correlation there, those two being very important. And then we move forward into the Roman time. And if you really think about our state that we're in now with our technology, it's only really been 120 years. I mean, there were no airplanes then, right? 120 years ago, no airplanes. Balloons, yes. Airplanes, no. Didn't take that long for us to go from nothing to where we're at today. I mean, matter of fact, I've worked on 747s, 777s. They're quite... I've even worked on the FY-22 and the B-2. Very, very complex and very amazing machines. And within this short amount of time, the past 50 years or so, we've had computer technology beyond belief. So now we're at a point again to where man is trying to use a combination of this digital world, and the organic world, which I say the earth is a circuit board, trying to utilize both aspects to do what? To destroy the dome and to flood the world. And God will have to intervene again at that time. And that will be the final. That will be the sixth trump, and it'll be over. And at that time, then Christ will be able to have his day on this earth, and God will rest again. And then after, when he wakes up, the earth will have its last little rebellion. They'll release Satan for a short time to where they can either accept or reject, and then it'll be over. But I just thought it was interesting. I remembered the 2001 Space Odyssey. I remember the aspect of even that movie when he was flying through time or what have you. He flew through kind of a rainbow type aspect. And so, you know, I want you to think about it. I got to go. Got to answer the phone. Hug your kids, call your parents, go see a neighbor, repent, and be baptized.